If there's one thing that the Star Wars fans should be worried about when it comes to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is that it all has to do with the reshoots during the months of August, September, and October just late last month. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are going through a lot of changes when it comes to Episode 9. Of course, we went over this before in the past, is that the reshoots really were a big deal for The Rise of Skywalker in order to really reshape exactly how the entire plot would really reshape itself into something completely new. For the most part, in the second and third acts of the movie, a lot of Palpatine scenes were changed, among others as well. And that leaves a lot of fans wondering on whether or not Disney and Lucasfilm really know exactly what they are doing with The Rise of Skywalker. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the big plans by Disney and Lucasfilm, this is where things begin to get rather unfortunate for an actual sequence involving Han Solo. Now, specifically, it's described that during the reshoots of the film for the months of August, September, and October of this year is when many adjustments were made to the film by Disney and Lucasfilm. It's described that one of the major scenes that were shot during the month of March of this year as well included actor Harrison Ford, who portrayed the role as Han Solo, in a heartwarming scene that unfortunately was said to have been cancelled and cut from the film entirely. The scene was to involve a flashback of a de-aged Harrison Ford as a younger version of Han Solo after the events of Episode 6 Return of the Jedi, where Han Solo would drop a young Ben Solo off at Luke Skywalker's Jedi training temple and his Jedi Academy. It's explained that the scene involved young Ben and Han hugging in front of the Jedi training temple, where Han would tell Ben to take care and that he would come home soon. The scene was said to have been cut for two reasons, one being that they were trying to save screen time for other Han Solo sequences in the film, including the main one at the end of the movie that is said to redeem Kylo Ren to the light side of the Force when he sees a vision of Han, and the second is, of course, it was cancelled due to the reshoots that shifted the story around in different places, where this scene in particular did not fit the second act properly, as other scenes were cut that would support the reason of introducing this scene in particular. Now, the scene was said to be a powerful moment for Harrison Ford and for Disney to reintroduce the de-aging technology for Harrison Ford. Now, let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why this is very unfortunate, the fact that this is not going to make the final cut of the movie. Now, I don't know about you out there, but when it comes to the original trilogy, by far, one of my favorite characters is Harrison Ford. Not only how, Harrison Ford's portrayal of Han Solo, I should say, was my favorite character in the original trilogy. I gotta say, Harrison Ford's portrayal as Han Solo was such an excellent character. I think that Han Solo really is by far one of the fan favorite characters in the Star Wars universe without a doubt. And not just within Star Wars, but also within pop culture. He's right up there with Indiana Jones and Superman and all those different characters in pop culture, right? So Han Solo is a big deal, and the fact that they couldn't really work things around in order to make this scene see the light of day is very, disappointing, honestly. It's very upsetting. It really is a big deal because a lot of fans wanted to see that moment in time between both young Ben and Han actually being on good terms, which we never got to see on the big screen, right? The only scene that we got so far in between both Kylo and Han is where they are on the bridge of Starkiller Base, where Han Solo is killed by the hands of his own son, and that was that. That was my one big complaint about The Force Awakens, is that scene wasn't as emotional as it could have been, because prior to that sequence, we had no scenes between father and son, no scenes between both Han and Kylo Ren, which I believe was a vital mistake, and that's just my point of view. I don't know if you guys disagree or agree with that, but moving on forward, this is all said to actually include a moment in which both Han and Ben hug it out in front of Luke Skywalker's Jedi training temple, where Han Solo drops him off where the Falcon is actually seen on Luke Skywalker's mysterious world. By the way, about Luke's world, we still don't know the name of that world. that actually is very mysterious. In case you guys have not read the novelization of The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker kept that world a big secret apart from anybody else other than his sister Leia and, of course, his friend Han Solo. Nobody else knew about the location of the Jedi Training Temple in order for Luke to ensure that nobody would destroy his next generation of Jedi while they were training. And, of course, that was a big deal because Luke Skywalker is really trying to rebuild something that was already destroyed after the events of Order 66. So he really took, high measures here in order to play things safe. And that's exactly why, Luke Skywalker really didn't tell anybody about that planet. So this scene for Han Solo, very unfortunate that it's not going to make to the final cut of the movie and how reshoots played a large role in the cancellation of this sequence. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.